What's up, y'all? Welcome to Raw Thoughts. I was asked by quite a few people to kind of give my thoughts on some certain topics going on in the world today, so decided to create this and smoke a raw with y'all, and kind of just talk about like the things going on. There's a lot of shit going on, y'all. A lot of shit going on. It's crazy. First of all, how y'all been? Y'all alright? Good. Where to start? I mean, the world's on fire. What do you do? Realizing this only perpetuates the issue. Are you part of the problem or are you part of the solution? Well, I'm part of the solution, but there's always buts. It's always money, y'all. Every single fucking time, it's always money, yeah? Every single time. Take money out of the situation and see what happens. That's the truth. That's any situation it is. Take money out of it and watch what happens. It ain't gonna be a problem. That's truth, But I wanted to get a hold of y'all. I wanted to sit down and talk to y'all. I want to get y'all's feedback. So drop me a question in the comments. Ask me anything, favorite color and stuff, shit like that. But I'll get into the good stuff here a little bit, but like, favorite, subscribe, all that fun shit. You know what? I'm not even going to plug it. I just want to know, does anybody have any answers for this shit? You ask people and they just kind of shrug it off or blame somebody else, and then when you're like, okay, and then you discuss something with them, they use something entirely different as an argument, and they're not even on the same page. It's questionable at best. But I guess if I had to start, let's start back in the day. Let's start talking about where caregivers came from as far as cannabis in Michigan. Let's go all the way back to the beginning of things, okay? So, hash bash, way back in the day. The protesting of that, worldwide renowned. It's literally the world's longest ongoing protest. Okay, from there, you have something as iconic as that, setting the precedent for cannabis in Michigan. It's only a matter of time at that point. Okay, from there, that kind of sows the wheats for what's to come. You sows the oats, really, if you will, the seeds, whatever. It's good shit. Pink runs, I like it. And then you fast forward to 2007, where medical is instated in the state of Michigan. And then from 2007, you fast forward to 2018, 2019, where adult use, recreational, became legal and stuff. And then you fast forward to today. That's not that long a span of time, y'all. And we've already seemed to create a massive division in the way that things are in the industry, and so it's once that happens, why? You know what I mean? There's three main roads of travel in the cannabis industry. You've got your home grows, you've got your craft growers, and you've got your corporations. Now, why is it that you would find one person from all of this wanting to swerve into other lanes? Doesn't make sense. I mean, I get the friendly, hey, hang on, I gotta switch traffic because there's an accident or a holdup of some kind, right? I get that. But what I don't get is stopping traffic entirely and then getting in your car and going to give yourself a head start. If you would have never stopped traffic, you would have been there earlier. You know what I mean? Shit like that doesn't make sense to me. Cut off your nose to spite your face type of situations that we find ourselves in. That doesn't make sense. That being said, I've heard about... Sorry, wrong pipe there. I've heard about this cannabis. Yes, I know who's putting it on. Yes, I've known about it for quite some time. I didn't know the illicit details behind it, because quite frankly, do I really need to? No. Do I agree with it? No. Does it have its place? Yes, it does. However, I don't think, that we should be, what's the word, promoting, those types of people that are putting down caregivers. I mean, this shows their character. It's all about greed and money in that point, and I get that, but can we rise above that and find a good medium? I mean, why can't we all work together in this? Both sides claim to want unity, yet neither side seems to want to cater to the other side or your curtsy or, show a sign of respect. So they're too busy fighting amongst themselves to even think about anything unified. And then when we get to the topic of unity at the table, there's not any options. They're like, either do this or don't. Well, if you're giving me options, then I'm not even going to entertain that. That's you take choice out of it. It's not an interesting matter at that point. It's not choice. You're telling me what I can and can't do. I don't like that. But exclusivity in the market. Who would like that? I mean, it's basically saying, okay, you can do whatever you want as long as I say so. Well, half of that sentence was freedom. You know what I'm saying? Half of that sentence was respectful. The other half, I'm not sure what the fuck happened in your head or who you think you were talking to when you finished that sentence. It's interesting because it's like, we deal with these people every fucking day. We deal with these people day in and day out. We deal with these people and we know what they're going to do. So why are we surprised when they do it? I'll prove my point. Love the fireworks, though. Love it. How come corporate side, the cannabis side, how come everybody over there that agrees with that, that's all I said. How come they're mad right now? Hang on. Cannabis side, y'all mad right now because of what? Oh, because of what so-and-so said and this and that, because of everything else, because people like you. Okay, well, all right, well, that was real quick, right, to jump to that. That's what they're going to say. Because that's what they've been saying, all right? I've watched this thing happen, come to fruition for a year and a half now. That's the thing, y'all. I know these people. Now, it's interesting that individually, when certain select people step up to protect that side of things, that side of the fence, if you will, they act the exact same way. The mannerisms, the way they say things, everything of that nature. It's almost like it's premeditated PR. And if it is premeditated PR, I mean, so be it. Have it. That's fine. We now ask why. Think about that. Then think about why they're mad, and then think about how they openly admitted that they have called the police and then invited people for a protest. I'm sorry. That sounds like entrapment. I want no part of that. That's like saying, hey, it's safe to come into my house. Oh, but wait, it's not. It is what it is. Okay, so no wonder people are mad. They feel threatened already, especially when a lot of people, and there are some turncoats already. It's interesting. I've already seen it, and I've been here a few years. But here's the thing. It don't really surprise me. The restaurant industry was no different. You thought we picked favorites? We did. Certain people did. That's the truth. You could be like, yo, it costs you money to work here. In some cases it did. Versus, yo, you could totally, work here for free, if you will, and get paid amazing. Depends on how good you were, how worth your salt you were, And that stays true to my situation. It pales, a little bit in comparison, but the fact is, there's this intricate setup, network of people, okay, that's all connected by one biz connection, okay, and from that entire biz connection stems all of these people connected across the state, okay, trying to create this kind of exclusivity in the market that pushes out the caregiver because they are tied to big names and quote-unquote more money than God. Well, I'm sorry, but sparrows aren't really my favorite bird, if you know what I'm talking about, okay? The fact is, I've heard more bad than I have good from that side of the fence, and quite honestly, I'm not digging it, okay? I can't speak on any of it because I'm not over there, so I won't. However, what I can speak on is this side. the bad shit that I've heard should make the people on your side of the fence ashamed to be even working with you, yet they cater to your every women will. Okay, if somebody says or does something that you don't like, and then you threaten them with legal action, that makes you an asshole. That means you couldn't stand your ground and have a little bit of a conversation. And then when you attempt to have a conversation, it's like you arrive at the actual destination with your blood pressure through the roof, ready to, hack and paw like Mother Bear at everything, or Father Bear, depends on which one you catch on the day. The fact of the matter is, what happened to being, a domesticated adult? Did that go out the window? Did we throw, respect out the window? I mean, shit, we can't disrespect and both appreciate and respect each other? Like, can't disagree or anything? Like, it's a hard concept to grasp coming from that angle. However, from this angle, the caregiver side, I can say this. If it wasn't for the caregivers, we wouldn't even be having this conversation right now. Credit where credit's due. If the caregivers hadn't been arrested millions of times, raided, still incarcerated in some cases, and furthered the research for this plant and the reproduction and fought for the rights, we wouldn't be where we're at. You can't make it any more black and white than that. That's text on the page, man. And so when you go altering that for monetary gain of any sort, that's greed. See my point here? So that's the issue, okay? And then when you cut out that person, if you knocked out that foundation in Michigan, we're known for that. We're world renowned for the caregiver system. Why the fuck would you want to screw that over? I mean, it doesn't make any sense. Oh, for perpetual gain. Okay, so MSOs can basically come in, exploit us, wipe their dicks on our pillows, and then dip out to a different state. That's brilliant, because it's happening. Some of your friends are buying up those properties, aren't they? So, we see everything that's going on. That's the truth. Because the loudest person in the room is usually the weakest minded. Y'all making a lot of fucking noise right now with your PRs and cannon bashes and doing this and doing that. Y'all spending a lot of money on talent, good talent, I won't lie. But you gotta convince me, if I want to go see, Bone Thugs and Harmony, to leave my crib. Well, I already know cops are going to be there. No, I can't bring my own weed or whatever. I got to, buy it. Then I got to travel. I mean, at that point, then I got to deal with people. And then I got to deal with you. You're going to be there. You see what I'm saying? And all y'all. So I would rather just chill in my own crib. Or right here on my very awesome patio. Just smoking my own weed. So you've got to do more than that. I mean, that's the truth. That's why your ticket sales suck. I really do wish that you could work together with some people. That's the truth. But some people, you just can't. My caregiver friends, this is what I say. At this point in time, we have arrived at the situation where we need to cut off the bad fruit of the tree in order to make the sacrifice. That is the absolute truth, okay? In this case, what is good for that goose is not good for the gander. That's the truth. How come everything that us caregivers, I'm not a caregiver, sorry, but as people that represent caregivers and caregivers alike, anything that we have predicted, they've literally done. I mean, shit, we could have scripted and narrated their entire ensemble at this point, Actually, a few things happened earlier than we predicted, but the fact of the matter is that they happened. I mean, holy shit, how many, sexual harassment allegations do you have to go through? How many full bullshit, fraudulent charges of this and that? I mean, come on, man. Now, that being said, let's say that Uncanny Mansion decide that the only real threat of any of those people and companies is a lawsuit, which we all know, yeah, okay, so I'm sorry, because courtrooms are completely, uncorrupt. Are you serious right now? So if you're hiding behind a lawsuit in a courtroom that's, let's face it, has no, reputation for being an honest place, then that tells me about your practice. That's the truth. That being said, Listen, little birdie, I know you're going to see this, so I'm just going to speak directly to you without calling you out, because let's face it, everything I do is about you, isn't it? If you ever call and use that type of language and that type of disrespect to my personal line again, I'm going to have a lot more meaner things to say. But as of right now, I'm going to ask you to please refrain from that openly here publicly. Now, caregivers, there's a couple of y'all I want to talk to too. So, y'all creating a lot of exclusivity as well. You may not know it right now, but you are. For example, there are certain groups that run with certain groups and certain groups that run with certain groups because they know that certain groups piss them off. I've seen this shit day in and day out. I've seen the cliques happen. I've seen, the events. I've watched the whole thing. And a full panoramic view, some shit I don't like. That's the truth. And if we're being honest here, I'm going to talk about what I don't like. I don't like some of the blatant disrespect in certain members of the community. Now, that's the thing. I don't have to say who they are because we all know who they are. Okay? I don't like that sometimes our emotions get the best of us and we use foul language to call people out in comment sections on a social media forum. Don't like that either. Okay? I don't like the semantics in game playing. I don't like that. You understand? What I do like is the welcoming vibe. What I do like is that family feel, that unity. What I do like are the products. That's the point. You know what I'm saying? The products of that nature. If you look at what everything a caregiver is, they put care into it. If you're going to embody that, then at least act like you care. I find it hilarious when you find a caregiver who is an asshole. That's just, you don't fit that name. Whereas with a chef, you're like, no, that actually makes sense. So yeah, I could probably speak on that here. My point here, if we're going to claim to be better than them, then you need to fucking buck up and be better than them. Period. How are you going to sit there and complain about somebody else's backyard when yours does not look the best? Think about that. Okay, let's act with a little humility here. All right, let's learn from our faults. That's the truth. I've grown from mine. All right, but that's just a personal message. You feel me? Now, that being said, I've hit the Canada Bash corporate side and I've hit the caregiver side. Home grow your own shit. I don't really know what to say. I mean, I don't really hear anything from home growers. I mean, grow your own shit. Tend your garden, Don't let your dog piss on it. Feed it to your dogs. That's pretty neat. I don't really have anything to say for homegrown. Now, the state of Michigan. I'm excited for the state of Michigan. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. I'm excited to see where everything goes because, that's the thing. It ain't about me. Never was. It's about what we can do together as a state of Michigan. Honestly, let's be honest, I hope everybody had a great holiday, but America didn't really deserve it if we're being truthfully honest. That's the case here. But we celebrate anyways. Unwaveringly, I'll admit. I don't know anybody that didn't celebrate, to tell you the truth. I know a few people that said that they didn't, but they did really. That's the truth. I find myself enjoying the fireflies more. Honestly, I would love fireworks if they didn't explode. Something about flowers, right? But the fact is, I like where Michigan's going. I like seeing what we're doing. I like what we've got coming up. But I don't like watching certain people cross into certain lanes. I do not appreciate that. I don't like it. That shit's disrespectful. And then to come out and use that as your entire proclaimed fame here and fortune, it's just disastrous in the end. Why would you even attempt that? It's just straight blasphemous, honestly, in some cases. Remembering that lie alone is going to be just insanely just kudos to you, I guess. But I don't want a part of that reality. As a matter of fact, like, I hope that we don't come to our, like, ever discerning deaths today because the CERN Hadron Collider was turned on too. But I don't know, man. Like, I trust in science, but at the same time, science has fucked over different planets and, like, in science and shit. So it's like, I don't know. We'll see if Doctor Who saves us, right? But, or whatever, you know, Caped Crusader, you know, we want to be the next big thing. But I just want, like, everybody to love each other. That's the truth. And I don't say that very, you know, haphazardly. I don't. We don't love each other enough. We really don't. You know, I mean, think about it. How many times have we grown up, you heard about kids growing up without being loved truly, or we haven't, you know, received enough love or whatever. Man, I'll tell you this. It takes a, you know, a bigger set of nuts to really tell somebody that you love them. You know what I mean? Now, that being said, I would like to take this opportunity and speak about all aforementioned people that I have talked about on this live and my raw thoughts. Everybody on the corporate side, Canabash and that ilk, I love y'all. Fact is, a number of y'all I could go through and find great things that I've said to you, inspirational things, times that you were at your low and we tried to pick you up, showed some care, showed some love, some empathy, some support on a bad day, or on the death of a loved one, or a mental breakdown. I got those messages and those phone calls, y'all, and those text messages. Don't make me. You're better than that. But I love you. Okay? The fact is, I loved you from then. That's the point. Okay? That's why I did those things. And now you're going to hoe me and you're going to hoe everybody else too? I mean, you're only showing your shine at this point, and it ain't too fucking bright. Caregivers. I still love y'all, though. Caregivers. Mad love for y'all. Mad love for y'all. I mean, shit, care's in the name, right? That's what I want everybody to do. Some of y'all need to tone it down a little much, but at the same time, thank you. Thank you for creating a space of new medicine for patients like myself. This is the truth. People at home, I mean, you know, you're growing your own, you're learning about this. That's everything. But, dude, we just gotta love each other. That is the fucking truth. You know, I don't see why everybody's so afraid to go out and explore anymore. I mean, go. Michigan's got so many grandiose, if you will, things that you could go and do while smoking weed. That's the great thing. Go smoke a joint, walk your dog, you know, check for ticks, mind you. But, you know, I was just at Lake Michigan this weekend. It was amazing. I got to relax for the first time in a very long time. I was extremely high. Yes, you better believe it. And I got burnt to a crisp because I'm a ginger. It doesn't matter how much SPF there's on there. I'm gonna cook. But anyways, I want you to learn to relax, y'all. I want you to learn to relax and just love each other. That is the truth. But at the same time, if we don't heed this warning right now, what I'm saying right now, shit's gonna get raw. I'm not saying anything is a threat or anything condoning violence or anything of that nature. I'm just saying at this point we sit right now, feelings are already being hurt because too many emotions are tied up, okay? You think that this is going to get better? No, it's going to get worse before it gets better because that's how life goes. Right? That's what I'm saying. You never refer to the golden days as what's to come. It's always behind. That gives you the weight of the currency that you kindly hold as time in your hand. The fact of the matter is, if we don't figure out a way to nip this in the bud now, it's going to be worse later on. Period. I mean, you've heard my words of wisdom, if you would call it that. It's ramblings of an old, a hairless, middle-aged man that's smoking a joint in his deck, pretending to be cool, let's face it. But, you've heard what I've had to say about the situation. You've heard the simplicity of it. Do I really have to be the person on the playground pushing two people and be like, maybe we should talk this out again? I usually got punched in the face for this, which most likely is coming because I called some people out on this. Well, if you're mad, then you're mad for a motherfucking reason. Why are you mad? Period. That is the truth. Think about why you're mad. Then think about what you can do to change that. I guarantee it's going to be something stupid and narcissistic, but we won't talk about that until we go to cross that road. If it isn't, then guess what? I will apologize openly, publicly, but I do not think that I'm going to have to. That is the fact. You know, if you get called out about something, fix it. I mean, it's that simple. I don't know. I don't really know how else to solve this. I shouldn't have to be telling grown-ass adults how to act like fucking grown-ass adults. That is the truth. I shouldn't have to be taking time out of my day, or rather night. Let's face it, I was only going to smoke weed anyways, but let's make it sound important, yeah? And ramble on about why two adults should stop fighting, or why a group of adults should stop fighting, or why people should stop fighting. Are you serious? This is 2022, all right? And we're still talking about fighting. I mean, shit. The world is on fire, y'all. And you're worried about fighting amongst each other. Okay. Okay. If that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I would heed this warning right here. If it continues, it's going to get raw. That's what I'm going to tell you. Period. I don't know what else to tell you. That is not a threat. Do not take that as a threat. That is a prediction of the scenario that is, going to happen if you continue these actions. This is the truth. And I say that to both sides. But at the same time, I understand why y'all pissed. But I will say this. Are either one of you really surprised? What up, Josh? No, you're not. You're not surprised. Corporate. Y'all knew caregivers were going to do this, right? Exactly. That's why you already have premeditated PR, because that's why you all fucking sound the same when asked the same questions. Moving on. Caregivers. Hey, y'all knew that the corporate was going to do this, right? Right. So why are either one of you surprised? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. Why are either one of y'all surprised? It doesn't make any sense. How are you going to sit there and be like, oh, they're going to do this, and then when they do that, you're like, oh, I can't believe they did it. That doesn't make any fucking sense. But, ain't about me. I just wish somebody had some answers. I wish that we would just stop fucking fighting. Because honestly, real talk, I'm fucking sick of hearing it. Oh, so-and-so called me names, and oh, so-and-so did this. I mean, I get the real shit where, like, okay, you're actively boycotting against caregivers' rights, and oh, it's those people. Yeah, they're going to be mad. That's the truth. The propaganda alone, the money you've spent to make that happen, don't make me prove it, alone, the connections, secret dinners, and all of that shit, phone calls and the like, don't make me prove it, and emails, don't make me prove it, alone, that I've seen to slide against caregivers, and they have no right to be mad. They do, and you're wrong. That's the truth. At the same time, caregivers, are you really surprised that was going to happen? I mean, we knew this. We knew this. And knowing all of that, it's like, who was those families? It was the shit. They would always fight. I can't think of this. It's the Hatfields and the McCoys. Down in the hills of the country. These two families would fight to the death for years and years and years and years and years. It was just a family feud. One day, peace. I don't remember the story. Look it up. Hatfields and McCoys. Please and thank you. Do some reading. Take your mind off shit in the world. But that's what we got here. A Mexican standoff with fucking ganja. Take money out of the situation. Watch what happens. You still gonna fight? Yeah. But before you do that, ask yourselves, why are you mad? That's the truth. Only one side has a solid answer for that. Only one side can be like, yo, this makes sense. Because honestly, only one side's being attacked when it created the ground that you're walking on right now. That's the truth. And at the end of the day, a lot of people from that side have helped others on the other side without so much as a thank you in some cases. And now they're getting done dirty like that. man, I don't know. It's breaking my heart to see it. I feel like I've rambled on enough about it, y'all. But, you know, let's keep up what we're doing. Let's try and move in a positive direction with this. Let's figure something out, because quite honestly, I'm fucking sick of hearing it. But at the same time, I'm happy to see that's happening, to tell you the truth. I'm happy to see the caregivers standing up for themselves, and I'm happy to see, you know, the fucking travesty that is corporate. That shit is hilarious. It really is. But, you know, stop, like, looking down on everybody, and we won't think you're a piece of shit. That's the truth. You know, stop talking shit, and we won't fucking think you're a piece of shit. That's really the truth. You know, I just really wish we can come together and love each other. That's the truth, man. You know, show some love. Share this with a heart over it, man. Like, seriously, like, I'm just trying to get a message out of, like, I just want everybody to be fucking nice to each other. Like, do I really need to keep asking this? Like, it's just like, yo, does the world need to smoke a joint? Because I'll try and grow enough for everybody. That's the truth. But, you know, fuck, some of y'all need to go get laid too. That's the truth. Like, some of y'all just need to bust that nut and get done with it. Like, truth be told, some of y'all pent up just at the same time, maybe don't don't do that too soon. I don't know your situations, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know. Smoke weed, get laid. Life's okay. Just be happy. Treat each other fucking with respect. Be happy. Smoke weed. It's pretty simple. I mean, it works for me. And I'm sardonic as shit, so there's that. But life's gonna be alright, y'all. That's the truth. Because real talk ain't about us right now. Ain't about us at all. It's about what we do tomorrow. And it's about who we leave in future generations for the world tomorrow, so that we can make the world a better place. So if you really want to save the world, that's how you do it. I don't know why I gotta tell you this. I don't know. Also, do mushrooms. Those things are great. But, you know, that's all I really want to talk about. I love everybody kind of tuning in. I appreciate y'all. This is why we do it, man. Spitting some raw truth for you. Raw thoughts. Love y'all. Say it.